Australian cricketers returning from India are now in quarantine after repatriation flights touched down yesterday. Among them, the former Australian cricket captain Lisa Sthalekar, who had been commentating for the Indian Premier League before it was suspended due to COVID-19. She's spoken of her guilt and anguish in returning to Australia and leaving her loved ones in India behind. She joins me now. Lisa, thanks so much for your time. It was a very emotional piece in the newspaper today and a raw piece. Can you give our viewers a sense of the emotions and the thinking that you experienced upon your departure and your departing India? Because it was quite the torment.
Yeah, I guess for me, India has been a place that so I was born there, but I spent time as a child, and obviously as a cricketer, you spend time touring and you grow a love for the country. And because of the Indian Premier League in the last 6 years, I've been going back regularly, spending more and more time, and it's a place that I've probably reconnected with my roots, and because of that, I've reconnected with friends regularly and people that I care about, and always enjoyed my time, and they've always welcomed me into their homes. But yeah, leaving India in the circumstances that we did and how we had to meant that I had to say goodbye to people that were struggling, that had lost loved ones, that had COVID themselves, that were doing it tough. And it's an awkward feeling knowing that you can't stay and help out. So I guess that's where probably a bit of the guilt and the feelings that I have, and the bittersweet feeling about coming home.
And you write of the survival instinct kicking in as well as you follow the flock, but your heart and your emotions were saying that you could have, and you still reflect on the fact that you might have been able to do something differently or assist more effectively in India. Is that your current thought process?
Yeah, anyone that has empathy wants to help those that they care about in need. They want to do anything that they can to make their lives a little bit easier, whether it be talking to them, sitting by them, cooking them food, doing whatever it was. So, so that's why, having to make that decision, and, people have told me in the end, maybe I couldn't have made another decision than the one that I did. With everything that was happening and how quickly it was unfolded. It's something for me that I have to reflect on now and try and get over.
Well, the other question is, the unknown is, when would you have been able to return, if not now?
Yeah, and I guess that was the thing, having known that there are thousands of Australians not only stranded in India but also around the world. This was our employers, so the BCCI had organised the charter flight, and a lot of other countries were shutting their borders. They were only allowing their citizens, but for us it was slightly different. So there weren't a lot of options at the time available. The last probably 12 hours were the most difficult and confusing and frightened period of time for me, trying to come up with the best solution of what do I do? How do I make things better for me, for people that I care about? What can I do? So, yeah. Hence why I wrote that piece, because I thought it was probably a good chance just to explain, the situation that is going on in India. We're very lucky in this country, and the government has done a great job in looking after our citizens. But now, having been on the other side, I know the anxiety and the helplessness and the fear of the unknown. I know that feeling now, and I'm thankful that everyone was able to get us back. But I do feel for the people that are still left over there.
Yeah, it was a very moving piece to read that and to see that sort of loss that those that you'd become close to were experiencing. Very, very difficult to try and process that. As you said, you face this time frame of having to decide, do I go, don't I? But just one other thing, you said that it's not that you don't understand the gravity of the situation, what the Australian government was doing to try to keep people safe here, but by the same token, you felt hurt and let down when all Australians were told, sorry, you can't return from India.
Yeah, like I said, every other international player, broadcaster, part of the crew, they were able to fly back to their countries as citizens of that country. Our government had the 14-day lockout period, so to speak, from India, and rightly so, other countries were shutting borders to Indian passengers. So it left us into, in a difficult situation. So like I said, I can understand and I get the gravity of the situation, but it's hard to tell an Australian, it's hard to take as an Australian citizen that your country doesn't welcome you just yet. And we don't know when that is. So it's a hard emotion to explain, but that was what I was going through over there.
Former Australian cricket captain, Lisa Sthalekar, thank you. Appreciate your time and all the best for the next couple of weeks. It is a tough time having left that country that you love. Appreciate your time.
No worries. Thank you.